15 December Thursday, guys. I've done a lot of videos, more than probably 600 to 700 videos, but this very video is so important. You really have to watch. I believe that the whole recording will last at least 30 minutes, but there's so much information. You really have to listen to the details. Now, first of all, you can see on my picture, you can see there's Elon Musk, there's Donald Trump, and of course something in the middle. All right, you should know what is this logo all about. Now, in my opinion, Tesla will see $138. Okay, I know that when I said this, a lot of Tesla fans were not happy with me, but being a trader, I see what I see, and I tell you that it's all there. Okay, and of course now the mantra we all know is never fight the federal, and I tell you this, guys, something big is going to happen. So this is a lot of information you don't want to miss. Let's do it right now. Now, once again, speak to the market now. Make sure that you know the importance of doing risk assessment, because I feel that if I share this with you, some of you may get a little bit into anxiety or excitement that you will forget about risk management. So please do your risk management, okay? And thank you, AIMS, for the kind sponsorship. Now, this is what I shared with everyone before the FOMC meeting. And I said that, right, if the market failed to stay above the moving average, the MA200, and I mentioned the figure, right, it was mentioned here. As you can see over here, I was mentioning this 4034. I mentioned that if as long as S&P doesn't break 4034, there will be a chance that the market will likely be going down to 3930 and even 3811. Okay, that's something that I mentioned, and also I can ask you guys to go small short. And of course, in my Cal I'll follow you, I mentioned that because I believe that Jerome Powell will talk about the rate cutting to be not possible, because I believe that inflation is still ongoing. Jerome Powell will need to maintain his position, and of course we already put in a trade in the market. And I also mentioned that I believe that Jerome Powell will stick to his beating inflation policy. So all this information is all available. If you want to join to be part of this account, I'll follow you. Just contact us through Facebook and we'll get back to you. All right. Okay, so what happened after that? Okay, let's take a look. Jerome Powell came in and says that the Federal Reserve will increase interest rate by half a basis point, which is something we expected. But take note, this is the highest level in 15 years. Okay, this is something you must remember. And of course, the thing is that now they're actually increasing the terminal rate. Okay, they're increasing. Yes, indeed, that is something that the market didn't expect in a way. So the terminal rate that the market is now looking is more than the 5%. In fact, it's much higher than 5%. Okay, this is the FOMC dot plot of the individual members. And of course, even though that the inflation is still ongoing, Jerome Powell also mentioned that the US economy has slowed significantly from last year's rapid pace. Okay, this is a very important statement from Jerome Powell himself. So that means that they have got what they want by increasing interest rate. The expectation is that the US economy will pull back, right? But the problem is that you look at the recent data, it doesn't seem to be, right? Employment is still ongoing. So there's something wrong in the whole equation, right? So apparently, Jerome Powell during the news conference says that it's important to keep on the fight against inflation so that the expectation of higher price does not become entrenched. It's very, very important. And of course, at the moment now, we know that November data was pretty okay, but it still needs substantial more evidence that the inflation is on a sustained downward path. Okay, so the point is this, guys, we are now here. And the thing is this, they're looking at a 5.1, so that we're going back to what happened in 2008. And of course, we know what happened after that, right? Wow, things got pretty bad and Lehman Brothers collapsed. Okay, so this is something that you must remember. This is important history. So the thing is this, the members pencil in that the fund rate will hit a medium of 5.1% next year, which is targeted about 5 to 5.25, okay? And the thing is this, out of the 7 of the 19 committee members, okay, they see that the rate go above 5.25. Wow, this is again a very, very important point to tell you that things will get much higher. So think about this right now. The market is at 4.5 right now, and they're looking at 5 to 5.25. So which means that another rate hike next month itself likely be a 50 basis point, and that's what the market was looking for, because the market was looking at, in fact, a rate cut next year. Okay, so with all this information, it gets a little bit dangerous right now, because you can see on this is the latest This is the economic projection of the Federal Reserve board members, and you can see that basically they are all looking at about 5 to 5.25. Okay, very, very clear numbers ongoing. All right, so of course, what does it mean then for the chart? Why? Well, take a look here. This is the S&P chart, and I've been sharing with you since early this week to now. Okay, just give me my mouse in. Okay, you can see right here. All right, this is point A, this is point B, and this point C, and we have D, and now we have E. And the part is that the way it hit the points is almost incredible. It's as if that it's like purposely, it's an algorithm driven. Okay, so now the thing is that the market each time has fallen, okay, rather lower than the each wave. So now what do you think? I believe that this time around we can see something like this, 3,400 to even potentially 3,300. Now I've been saying this for some time, and of course people say, hey, what you've been saying this for some time, right? But if you look carefully at the chart now, you can see that these are all the signs that it might really happen, because now we're having a similar thing. And not only on technical, there's something more than that, okay? Jerome Powell has come in and mentioned that the worst pain will come from not raising rate high enough, okay? 8-minute pain. This word is very, very interesting, because every time Jerome Powell talk about this, right? So I dig it for you. Well, there's 2 times he said this. It was in August. He said that there'll be some pain ahead, okay, on August 26. And on this September 21, Jerome Powell said there's more pain coming in. Okay, so there's 2 points. He said that. If you look carefully on the screen right now, on August 26, it was somewhere around here, and then the market collapsed down. Saw that? Okay. Then on the 21st of September, where it's somewhere around here, okay, that was where the market came down. So each time when Jerome Powell said something similar like this, the market comes down at least the next 4 or 5 days. So of course with that, we always know that we never fight the Federal Reserve. Okay, this is something that we know. It's an old Wall Street mantra. So think about this, guy. What do you think will happen? I'm going to be very clear that this 3811 will likely be happening. That's the reason why I posted it in my Cal. I'll follow you. So think about it. This is all good stuff, right? Let's just hear what Jerome Powell said during that meeting itself. Let's take a look.
Hi, Chairman Powell. Brian Chung, NBC News. You warned Americans of pain earlier this year as the Fed hikes rates, but with the Fed now expected to raise rates higher than you thought when you first said that, just wondering where we are in that pain. How would you describe that to Americans if the projections on unemployment find themselves? That would be 1.6 million Americans out of jobs.
So the largest amount of pain, the worst pain, would come from a failure to raise rates high enough and from us allowing inflation to become entrenched in the economy so that the ultimate cost of getting it out of the economy would be very high in terms of unemployment, meaning very high unemployment for extended periods of time, the kind of thing that had to happen when inflation really got out of control and the Fed didn't respond aggressively enough or soon enough in a prior episode, 50 years ago. So that's really the worst pain would be if we failed to act. What we're doing now is, it's raising interest rates for people. And so people are paying higher rates on mortgages and that kind of thing. There will be some softening in labor market conditions. And I wish there were a completely painless way to restore price stability. There isn't. And this is the best we can do. I do think, though, that and markets are pretty confident, it seems to me, that we will get inflation under control. And I believe we will. We're certainly highly committed to do that.
Okay, so you can hear from him very clearly. He wants a soft landing, but seemingly may not be that possible. Okay, that is what I interpret. Of course, different people have different opinion. But the point is this: you must understand that if this is to prolong further, even if they don't raise interest rate next year, even though if they don't, all right, the 5%, if we stay for, let's say, 12 months, it will definitely create a mayhem for all the earnings. And this is where I repeat, the pain will come soon. And that is the reason why I'm sharing you right now. And of course, the VIX recent movement is very suspicious. It's like going against norm. Because we saw the stock market always, when it goes up, the VIX comes up, but this is a contrarian indicator. But this time around, we saw something very different. When the stock market was rising, so was VIX. And when the market is coming off, VIX came down. This is really something that you don't see in the market. But of course, rather than you get, think that this is broken, I felt that it's because there's something very big is about to manifest. And I am very confident that the next wave, the VIX will go to 33, okay? I'm going to put it right down for you. I believe that the next wave will see VIX going to 33. Okay, so watch out for this, guys. This is going to be a big one. It's easily a 20 to 30% upside. So if you actually follow this through, there's a lot of money to make. All right, so take note of this. So of course, Tesla. What happened to Tesla? Now, yesterday I talked about Tesla and it was at 160 and I was calling 138 and we were like, oh my God, Kel, you're getting it wrong. Tesla is going to go back up again. I said no. So I was very evident. I was pretty clear that what I was saying. Of course, I didn't get a lot of fans from this, but when you have so many short sellers shorting on you and the stock is coming down, and of course we know that if Federal Reserve increase interest rate, there will be a problem, because you can see from now a higher rate will hit tech companies because they borrow a lot of money. So take a look here, guys. This is where the Fed fund rate started to increase back in early April to May period this year, and you can see very clearly when the Fed fund rate goes up, the stock like Tesla got hit, okay? Right. Of course, there was some time where the Fed fund continued to go up higher. Tesla did recover, but you notice that the recovery itself is no more than the 50% mark, and that is very technical. And of course, what happened later on, the share plunges, okay, as the thing goes higher. So if let's say the Fed fund rate goes higher, what do you expect? There will be further selling. All right, that's one thing to take note of. That is one. But how about something else? Well, apparently, last night Tesla went down to 156, okay? It went down to 156, and that means that it broke below the 160 level that I mentioned. And something interesting, the last few days, the volume has been pretty big. This is like, you can look at it, the volume itself is much higher than this volume here, all right? Much higher than this, and this. So this kept my attention, and I felt that, right, from the way what tweet is happening right now and what is happening over here, I got this feeling that likelihood Elon Musk could be selling, or at least the big boys have been dumping. So that was one reason on that. And of course, now the thing is that I dig deeper. Apparently now some of the bigger investors in Tesla are getting pissed off, okay? Like example, who's running Tesla day to day? All right. Would you want to communicate with your shareholders after losing $500 billion of market value? All right, this is something very bad. And of course, that's only from Ross. And the next one was actually from Gary Black. Now, Gary Black, he said this is quite drama. Okay? He says that last time when people buy Tesla to show off their friends, but now apparently people who buy Tesla, they find it very uncomfortable. This is really bad because it's actually it's really hurting the brand equity. And of course, Elon Musk came in and said, you know what? Okay, I'll make sure Tesla shareholder benefit from Twitter long term. Okay, so this is like okay between Tesla and some of the value investor. And of course, we all know that, right? There could be this thing happening. Tax loss harvesting is something that where investors will reduce taxes by offsetting the amount that they lost in their stock investment. So now we're going to come to the end of the year for taxation purposes. It is possible that people will continue to sell Tesla because they're losing money, right, to offset their so-called capital gain. And this is why I say that the second reason I feel that Tesla can go down to 138. And when I look at what Gary Black wrote in his Twitter, I realized that he actually said this, that the way it's coming down itself doesn't make sense. And if Elon Musk sell his shares on Monday, which is what you saw on heavier volume here, all right, that means he had to file the Form 4S, right, by tonight, which is last night, on Wednesday. So this is something that he tweeted this morning at this about 7 a.m. And of course I pick it up, and this is something cool because I already spent hours and hours doing this MAO video. Really, I spent 4 to 5 hours doing this every single day. And then the thing is this, oh my goodness, okay, this is something incredible. Just about 2 hours ago, Elon Musk confirms, right, he has sold another huge chunk of Tesla share. This time around, 22 million shares, about $3.6 billion worth. Oh my goodness. And you can see the transaction is between Monday to Wednesday. Now this is bad. Elon Musk is the poster boy for Tesla. And seriously, we all know that if there's anything about Tesla, it's Elon Musk. If Elon Musk is selling his share, we understand it's not because he wants it, but he has to sell. That will really hit the confidence of the investors and the shareholders and of course the board of directors and everybody else. This is bad. This is really, really bad. And of course, you can see that here itself, he already had mentioned before that he said that he won't sell. Okay, he did ever say that he won't sell any more Tesla shares, okay, after April 28. But this is before he actually bought into Twitter. And Twitter is a 44 billion acquisition, and this one he borrowed a lot of money on high interest. And of course, now the banks are also getting very worried because the way he's doing this right now, Tesla shares coming down. It means that the valuation itself is no longer there. People are getting worried. People are getting worried, and of course, he himself tell the employee that he sold Tesla share because to save their business, which is like including Twitter. So this is not going to be good. So yesterday we saw the closing price was 156. I can tell you this, it will open at much lower later. All right, it will open much lower, and at 138 will definitely be traded. This is something that I didn't expect to really see, and it really happened. And this is life. Okay, I think that not many people cover this at the moment right now. This is crazy stuff. Okay, now, off all the financial market, something trivial for you. Do you know that Donald Trump has something to share? Hey, how that? This is not Twitter, by the way. This is something else. Okay, this particular social media is something else, and of course, due to some reason, I cannot really mention the name. But the thing is this. Okay, you can see that now he put on his Superman or what do you call this Superman T-shirt, or what do you call this clothes, and then there's a T there. T could stand for Trump, right? Of course. It could stand for truth also, and it could stand for something else, a bluebird maybe. He says that there will be a major announcement coming up. Okay, so I have a video of this. It's not found in mainstream media, obviously. So let me just show it to you right now, and let's watch this, okay? A quick one. It's about 13 seconds. Let's take a look. There's no sound for this. Oh gosh, this is really cool, okay? This is officially from him, okay? Alright. Big announcement tonight, okay? So watch out for this. Things will be very, very interesting, okay? And of course, this particular name of this social platform is alright. I will just give it a miss. But you can see that when I do a bit of Google search itself, seemingly it's not that welcome. So that's the reason why I'm not going to touch too much on this. I'm going to move on, yep. Okay, a bit more from Sam Bankman-Fried. Okay, the reason why I want to talk about this is something, the least to say something else. I'm not share a bit more, and that's it, unless something bigger coming in. Okay, we all know that now Sam Bankman-Fried has been arrested in Bahamas. We all know that. Okay, and you can see that he is under custody right now. And the thing is that there are many people who really stood up for him and endorsed him during his good time. Okay, and even Katy Perry says I want to quit music and become an intern for FTX. Oh gosh. Okay. Now the thing is that one of the bigger one that is caught my attention is definitely this guy. Okay, wow, Bill Clinton. So seemingly that this Bankman, he is a very active donor to the Democrats. Okay, so apparently he actually put in about only 200,000 for Republicans, but he put in $37 million. Okay, to the Democrats, and he's number 4 in the line. All right, look at it. Then in terms of this Democrat, George Soros is the one putting $128 million for Democrat. So the second in line was actually Sam Bankman-Fried. Wow. Okay, so behind George Soros only. So all for Democrats, right? So what do you expect to see? Correct or not? Interesting. So the thing is this, he is now, of course, this implosion has took down his second biggest donor. So the question is, what will happen next? All right. So in fact, this Bankman actually mentioned before that he wanted to actually even contribute $1 billion political donation. Wow, okay. So the thing comes here, okay. What do you think will happen now since the party is still Democrat? What do you think will happen then? Okay. So let's take a look at this media, all right, research. Right? Look at it. Look at the logo. This logo is kind of interesting. Find it familiar somewhere? Earlier in what I shared. Okay. And the thing is that we all know that he posted a lot of this stuff on his Twitter before, and this logo actually has a little bit inclination towards this particular thingy. All right, again, just to prevent anything happen, I'm just going to read up what's here, and you can see that a lot of these people who are Democrats are now not doing that well. So there will only be 2 outcomes for him. Seriously, one is that he'll be lost, going through a lot of trial. Then after that, he just, something happened, he maybe sit for a while, and then after that, the whole world forget it and move on. Or maybe something will happen when he's inside there, and then he do something to himself, and that's the end. because there's so much money involved right now. Sometime in life when you are so close to a certain party, you just have to be very careful. Alright, so this is little trivia for you guys. So I hope you like this video today. It's really incredible because lots of information, and of course, as I mentioned again, the Federal Reserve part, you just have to be very, very careful. So let's look at the charts right now and see what we have for you today. For the charts, it's very clear. Oh my god, look at the accuracy of this. Now remember, I gave it to you two levels here, the 34,027 for the Dow Jones and 34,768, right? So we saw the market breaking above it and pulling back. The midpoint, the technical midpoint was here, and I said that the Dow Jones most likely will cross and recover above 34,442. Yesterday high itself was 44,450. So we actually bought it and took profit here, and the market pulls back down. Now the critical part is down here at 34,000. If the Dow Jones go below 34,000, we can see coming down all the way to this point here, and this is the KFC level that I mentioned to you. That's 33,031. Okay, so which means from where we are right now, we're talking about 1,000 point downside potential. 1,000 point. This is something very, very important, guys. Take note of that. Yeah. So over here, that is something that to take note of. And of course, if you look at it with the gold market right now, gold has basically hit my KFC level very nicely and then rebounded. So now the thing that if the dollar is going to be strengthening because of what happened with the Federal Reserve, then the gold will likely be pulling back to here. Okay, there's a chance of gold pulling back. Now remember, I did say that in my last few videos, I said that gold will go up to 2,000, but next round. I mentioned next round. So this is the round that the market went up, right? So I believe that a pullback, a significant pullback, will give a very good reason to buy into gold. So not now, okay? Alright, then of course we all also know that we have the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ now has fallen below my KFC level. My KFC level is 11,774, and now it's trading at slightly below it. So that means that there is a chance that we will see it coming down. So my first target for this NASDAQ based on the KFC will be somewhere around here, and that's about 10,820. So also about 900 points. Okay, do remember, a high interest rate will definitely be difficult for the tax earnings, and the earnings itself is going to be going down. As you can hear from Jerome Powell, he already said that the economy has already significantly slowed down. So all this is reflective. Alright, so all this information you have to be very careful. Now China A50 today rebounded at the MA200. Now we all saw the latest news that China has come out, their production is not as good as the last quarter, and the thing is that this is because of what happened in COVID times, that they do expect to be recovering. So China A50 this morning came down first, but hold very strongly at the MA200 level. So as long as China stays above the MA200 level, it's still alright. Okay, it can still go up to 13,400. But of course, if the whole US economy get hit, then a pullback to the MA30 is very, very possible. So watch out for this, guys. This can actually really happen. Alright, so that is what we have here on the technical side. On the conventional, let's look at our TWB indicator. So the Dow Jones for today, KSI is red, KRW is red, so it's kind of bearish right now. Two dojis in a row means big movement is coming in, very big. Usually when you see two dojis side by side, and the length itself is really, really big. Let me just check the length between the both of them. Okay, that's here to here. Well, that's about 1,200 points. So that means that the next movement will be easily a 1,200 points. So from where we are right now, if you look at where this point is to the low, it's about 1,200 points. So from where we are right now to the low of my BNB extension minus 1 times 1, that's 32,843. I'm going to be putting a bit of dollar bet here itself that if the market breaks below 33,950 and close below 33,950, there is a very, very high chance the market can come down to 32,843. Now the first support itself will be at 33,400 area. That's a BNB support. But once the market breaks here itself, it's almost for sure. So that's why putting a short here itself seemingly a pretty decent bet. Okay, that is how I see it now on the Dow Jones. NASDAQ, let's take a look. NASDAQ is also having a bit of resistance right now. The MLP is 11,808 and the BNB RL level. Okay, let me just make it proper. Okay, hold on a minute. Okay, here we go. Oops. There's some problem with this one. Let me just flick the chart a little bit more time. Sometimes this does happen. Okay, there's something wrong with this. Never mind. Okay, so if the market breaks below the BNB RL level at 11,742, which is what is happening right now, there is a chance for it to come back down to the BNB support level, and that level will be 11,509. So from where we are right now to 11,509 is about 230 points. So there is a possible of this. The thing is that the KSI is green. That means that the buying interest is there. That's why you can see the long tail there. But the thing is that the weightage is still down. So extra pressure breaking below 11,724, the MA30 can send this coming down. Okay. S&P 500, let's take a look right now. Okay, S&P 500 is now touching the BNB RL at 3995. Now, yesterday it came down and recovered, so today it will test again. If 3995 breaks, 3992 is very close by. It's an MA30, and if the market breaks MA30, usually it will come down to the MA200, which coincidentally is very near to the BNB support level. So MA200 is 3938, so that's about 60 points from here. 60 points loosely translated with the Dow Jones is about 500 points. So which means that if the S&P 500 to drop to this point here, the Dow would need to lose at least 500 points. Wow, this is going to be bad. KSI and KRW are in line. That's why the red arrow is there to confirm that there should be follow-through selling as long as the market stays below OP, right? Opening price of today. Okay, so watch out for this. Very, very important. Okay, let's look at the Nikkei. Now the Nikkei, as we can see right now, is now basically resisted at MLP at 28,055. Now the thing is that for Nikkei, because the dollar is strengthening, it's actually lowering down the yen, so that's why the Nikkei is going up. But as long as it stays above the MA30, it should be all fine. All right. Now for Hang Seng, as I mentioned, oops, sorry, my bad. Okay, so sorry for the sudden shock. Sorry, my bad. Okay, for Hang Seng is now having a DJDD day. So usually we see a DJDD means the market, if it stays below OP, there'll be some selling. And you can see now the pivot 2 itself is 19,505. We all know that in TWB, as long as the market stays below OP and below pivot 2, there will be some selling. And my target will be here because there's a stack here between MA30 and MA200. They are very close by. 18,863 and 18,758. So most likely the market will draw it here. The only thing is that because now the KSI and my KW are both in the positive shade, so it will take some time to come down. But if things go bad on US, this is inevitable. Okay. All right, so look at DAX. I haven't covered DAX for some time, but DAX today is a CCYR. I suspect that DAX today will break and come down to 14,142. KSI is green, but KRW is red, so mixed back. But if the market loses the BNB SL level, which I think it will lose today, most likely it will come down to 14,142. Okay. All right, that is for the equity market. Let's look at the crude oil. Now, crude oil market was very good. The crude oil market basically rallied up all the way and hit a high of $77. It's a waste that I really missed this part here. I'm still very, very angry with this. But that's okay. Believe it or not, if the US economy, according to Jerome Powell, is actually coming down, then the thing is that if the crude oil can't stay above the BNB SL, which is 7684, there is a possibility to see crude oil coming back to $71. Now, take note over here. If crude oil ever come down to $71 again or lower, like the 69, 68 series, this will be a very good price to buy into it. Okay, so watch out for this. Now, let's look at the commodity market. Now, gold is coming down as we are speaking right now. DJDD means that market will be a doji directional day, and also now has broke below the pivot 2, below OP, below pivot 2 is always a sell. So the first target I'm seeing that it will come down to about 1782 level, 1782. I know that last few days a lot of people have been calling for a buy. I don't agree with this, and because I'm still very bullish on the US dollar. So the KSI, the KRW, both of them are all calling for certain positive side, but the price action tells me something different. So I'm going to stick with the price action, but just be careful. I'll take some profit along the way. Now the key support will be at what? 765. 1765 is a very important support level. I believe that there will be some stopping around here, okay? And if we boost that down, the first target is 1744. And if you look at the Ethereum, sorry, my bad, silver, where you silver? Now silver has pulled back significantly, all right, quite a pull. It was at about 23.93 this morning, and it pulled back down all the way, breaking below the BNB RL level. So I believe that silver will be pushed back all the way down to this point here, 22.17, all right? This is something that I believe will happen. Now look at the the Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now, of course, with the dollar strengthening a little bit right now, Ethereum will be hit. So 1338 is a resistance level I mentioned 2 days ago, and the market really followed it, and now it's pulling back down. It's coming back down to the BNB RL, which is 1277. KSI is red, but KCX is blank. So that means there's a mix here. Selling is done by the boys. So watch out for this. If the market breaks 1277, the market can pull back all the way down to 1217. All right, take note of this. And last but not least is Bitcoin. Now Bitcoin is did a reversal, DJDD. So today, as long as Bitcoin stayed below OP, we can see coming back down to 1744.4. Sorry, 1744.6 level. KSI is red and no blue bar, so mixed bag. So guys, overall itself, in my opinion, most likely the US market will be going down, okay? Will be going down. And if you follow what Federal Reserve has been saying, every time when he mentioned pain, the market will be down for 6 to 7 days. So it makes sense that you be very careful. And for those who bought my PDF, I did mention that be careful from 15 December onwards, okay? Right, so if you have the PDF, watch it again, read it again, and see what I mentioned. All right, guys, hopefully today is a great session. Thank you, like this channel, and forward to your friends. This is Kel signing off.